Okay, today I have two videos to make. The first one is a Spider-Verse ranking where No Way Home might finally be dethroned as number one. Might. And then we also have a blending of the DCEU and MCU timelines into one that I think would be pretty cool. So, for that, we'll just pay attention to the mainline MCU and Spider-Verse properties, not the X-Men stuff or Punisher or Daredevil, those guys. And then we'll be paying attention to the mainline DCEU with the exception of Joker and the Batman. So we'll start with the Spider-Verse ranking here. We'll be talking about the Spider-Man trilogy, the Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man 2-film collection, Captain America Civil War, Spider-Man Homecoming, Infinity War, I brought down the Steelbook, Venom, Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, Endgame, Far From Home, Let There Be Carnage, No Way Home, and Morbius. So those are the ones that will be considered in here. So let's get started here. In last place is going to be The Amazing Spider-Man 1. It had a really awesome suit that got switched for a more streamlined Spider-Man suit in the sequel. And I liked how they talked about Peter's parents. However, I would have liked to see the same costume return in the sequel, so that puts it lower. However, in next to last place is The Amazing Spider-Man 2 because of the costume change again, and Electro wasn't done very well, I don't think. So, I mean, the character itself was done well, but it didn't look good to me. The blue Electro looks too weird for in live action. In second, or no, right above Amazing Spider-Man 2 is Spider-Man 3 from the Tobey Maguire trilogy. And we'll only be considering the theatrical cut of Spider-Man 2. Just a second. We'll only be considering the theatrical cut of Spider-Man 2 here, but not yet. Next up is going to be Morbius. I don't think Morbius did anything wrong per se. It just wasn't as good as a bunch of the other movies on this list. And then after that comes Captain America Civil War because it's primarily an Avengers story that introduced Spider-Man into the MCU finally. Let's see. And then after that is Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire. And then Spider-Man Homecoming would come above Civil War. Or above Spider-Man 2, I'm sorry. Then Avengers Infinity War. The ending really holds this one back because it sucks watching all your favorite or most of your favorite heroes get turned to dust. And then Fury and Maria Hill also. Like, come on. Really? So that one is lower on the list than it should be. Next up is the original Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie here. And then after that is the original Venom. Or I should say the first Venom, because the original Venom is a slasher movie from 2005. But the original Marvel Venom. There we go. And then up next is Avengers Endgame. This undid the ending that I didn't like in Infinity War, which was well needed. And then after that comes Spider-Man Far From Home. The original Spider-Man from the trilogy of Tobey Maguire's era. Oops, I went out of order here. There we go. And then next up comes Let There Be Carnage. Actually, we haven't talked about this particular one yet. So, Let There Be Carnage. Let There Be Carnage ends up putting Tom Hardy's Venom in the MCU because the symbiote hive mind allowed Venom to know who Peter Parker was, but not Eddie Brock, who learned while in the MCU. And then next up is, it's happening, is in second place we have No Way Home, and in first place, Across the Spider-Verse. So history has been made today, or at least for my channel, with No Way Home being dethroned as my favorite Marvel or Spider-Verse movie. I honestly didn't think that would ever happen, but I was thoroughly impressed with what they gave us in Across the Spider-Verse. So I'm giving credit where credit is absolutely due. So my next video, as I mentioned, is going to be a blending of the DC, EU, and the MCU timelines. So I will be right back for that after I set these all back up. Okay. So I shall be right back with that other video, but this is it for this one. No Way Home got dethroned. I can't believe it.